quorum present with Commissioner DeStrouge, Mayor Rilling, and we will kick it off with the first item of business, which is acceptance of the minutes. Commissioner, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Any corrections, deletions, omissions?
No, just on your announcement, today is May 17.
I'm sorry?
Just on your announcement, today is May 17.
Oh, what do you think I said, the 16th?
16.
You're right, I did. Today is the 17th. So,
Mayor, I have two corrections.
okay,
I apologize. I have to be on audio on the telephone, but I could see you on the computer. My laptop, my iPad is not working without a new password, and I have to wait to put that in. Anyway, on the minutes, page 3, instead of the equipment committee, it should read truck 1 committee.
okay,
And on page 4, just the date for the golf tournament was yesterday, May 16, not 15. And that's it for the correction.
okay, very good.
Thank you.
So, all in favor of the minutes as corrected?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries, thank you. No action items, and we have the fire chief's report. Chief?
Okay, so we are 10 months into this year, and if we look at our platoon budget report, under salary expenses, we have $2,610,000 still left in the salary account and $669,000 left in the overtime account. And projecting those 2 months out, we're going to be all right on the salary, and we're going to be close with the overtime. We do have money to transfer in, so we're really not that concerned right now. The overall line items for the whole budget, we are at 80%, 80.2%. So last month we were at 73.2. So we have a 7% increase. And if you do that for the next 2 months, that's 14%, and that would come out to around 94% of the overall budget. So I'm hoping if we stay on track, we'll at least be around that percentage for the whole year.
That'll be, that's excellent, very good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Commissioner, any questions?
No, that's a good report. Happy to see that we are actually 3 points under budget.
Okay. Anything else, Chief?
Not for that. Thank you.
Okay, Assistant Fire Chief of Administration, you are up.
Hey, good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon, Commissioner DeStrouge.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So our records management software, ESO, our upgrade is still in progress. The migration's almost complete. We actually have our officer training starting tomorrow. We're going to train all the shifts on how to use the tablets and how to fill in their reports, their NFRS reports. So that's nearing completion. Our fire marshal division, we just got, IT just received the new tablets and their phones as well, but the tablets, and Gabe is actually updating everything, and we're going to start handing them out. They're going to field test. I actually had one of the inspectors field testing last week on his own iPad. They're going to be running all their inspections now, right in real time on site through ESO, and I think it's going to be a great upgrade for them. They're pretty excited about that. It should help.
Now that will download into the system. They don't have to do any paperwork after that?
No, they don't, Mayor. They have to. They'll be able to do it right on site, and even this will actually even allow any type of violation or any type of documentation. They can use with the camera on the iPad, and they can take pictures, and it will automatically attach to the active inspection. Is that
a program developed by IT, or is that a canned package?
That's a canned package. It's actually, through the research, when we checked out all the records management software, ESO, it emerged as the best one, and basically they're actually the company that bought out our Firehouse old software. So they they emerged quickly as the best, and it was the best interface as well. And it seems to be working well in the field tests so far. So we're pretty excited about that. And instead of them gathering information, they'll actually be able to upgrade everything right on site. It also allows them to, the signatures they can gather the signatures right there and email it to the owners from before even leaving the site. So pretty good upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should help them out. For the communications upgrade, we're moving along there as well. I've been working with Lieutenant Blake on that with the radio template. Our radio templates is built now. I just had a meeting with Norcom. Hopefully this reprogramming can be accomplished pretty soon. This will be our initial reprogramming in preparation for the full upgrade when the city changes over. So we're moving along with that. For Purvis, the station learning system, along with the upgrade, I received the approval back from purchasing, and I've submitted it to Corporation Counsel for review. Once they get that contract signed, we can start. We basically get assigned a project manager, and we'll go around through all the stations and start the upgrade immediately. Which the great thing about this is we'll be able to upgrade even before we switch to the state system, and then it'll pretty much be a very simple changeover. Once we switch over, we will literally be changing the frequency over, and that's it. So it should be pretty seamless. As far as the buildings, Station 1's moving along. Contractor just gave me the initial, pretty much June 1st target completion date to really have anything major done. And we're looking at a July 1st, I'd say, relocation date of truck 1. We just, give us that month of leeway to clean everything out, get the station ready to go. But it's moving along pretty good. I was just there. The kitchen's getting installed now, and that's the last major thing, and the showers upstairs. So it's the last major tasks being done over there. They're doing a good job.
Good.
So for Station 3, I got some engineer drawings there for the floor. I'm waiting to get back from. I actually got another engineer to do some calculations. I'm just waiting on their drawings to see where to move forward, and I can meet with their taxing district on the floor renovation. For the new roof, we had obtained 3 prices, and Gill & Gill Architects. We awarded them the contract. They just contacted me today. As a matter of fact, they're moving forward with the design so we can get the roof rebuilt and reconstructed for Station 5. And then for the bathroom renovation that we got approved, I'm just for next year's budget. I'm right now in that planning phase to upgrade the firefighters' bathrooms, get it to more a general neutral, more privacy and update the all the facilities there. So we're moving forward.
Good. I'm sure those stationed there appreciate these efforts. So thank you.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to upgrade everything. Appreciate it. The assistance on your end too. So it's a big help.
Commissioner DeStrouge, any questions?
Any questions?
Commissioner DeStrouge, any questions?
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi went dead for like 30 seconds. So
Yeah, I think it did because you were just stationary.
No question. Kudos on the tablets and everything that you guys are doing. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Assistant Chief McCabe.
Good afternoon, everyone. So under operations, this month I began training the shift commanders and the chief's aides on running a on-scene Mayday procedure, utilizing our main frequency and our fire ground frequencies simultaneously. That training continues. I met on Zoom along with the police chief and Michelle with the Public Safety and General Government Committee of the Common Council to discuss some of the inconsistencies in the Evergreen study concerning the fire department, particularly the overtime, and answered their questions on that. I think it was a productive meeting. We have begun the process of developing the specs for the 2 new fire engines, which are budgeted for the coming fiscal year. And traveled to Wisconsin with the Truck One Committee for the final inspection of the new ladder truck. And the truck is basically completed. The construction went very well. We're happy with the product. And that should be delivered to us, I would say, looking at maybe the 2nd or 3rd week of June. As far as calls for the month of April, we had 642 incidents, averaging 21.4 per day. We had 26 fires, including 6 building fires. We had 57 rescues, 30 of which were motor vehicle accidents with injuries. We responded to 369 emergency medical calls. We had 16 hazardous conditions, 13 public assists, and 33 smoke scare good intent calls. We responded to 108 automatic fire alarms. So looking at the cumulative statistics for January through the end of April, for 2022, we are up to 2,542 incidents, which is up 353 incidents from 2021. And we are at 4,040 total runs, which is up 717 from last year. So they continue to be busy. It was also a busy month for fires, as you'll see in the notable incidents section here. Incidentally, in talking to some members of the Red Cross yesterday, they also remarked to myself and Michelle that they've noticed an uptick in fires as well in their service region. So it seems that it's been a busy time in the area for structure fires. Our first one last month was on April 15th at 75 Marlin Drive. It was a fire in a soffit between the laundry and the furnace rooms. Station 2 quickly extinguished that fire and used thermal imaging to check for extension. On April 18th, we had an apartment fire at Prowett Street. There, Engine 3 arrived on the scene to find heavy smoke coming from the first floor of a 2-story apartment building. They made entry with a hose line, found fire in the kitchen, which they quickly extinguished, and found a fire victim on the kitchen floor, who unfortunately had died prior to the FD arrival. Mm. On April 20th, we had a building fire at 515 Post Road East in Westport. That was a mutual aid fire that Engine 4 and responded to, and DC Markowitz responded as a safety officer. That was also a commercial building fire. April 24th, we had a structure fire at 15 Meadow Street. There, some building materials and furniture were stored adjacent to a 1-story carpentry shop. They had caught fire, which burned out a window on the side of the building, and a sprinkler head went off inside, preventing the fire from spreading inside that structure. Our crews were on site for a while. They cut up some roofing material, extinguished some hot spots. On April 28th, we had a structure fire on Willard Road. This is one of the new self-storage buildings that was put in up on Westport Avenue. And this was a fire that started in one of the storage units and spread to a second storage unit. So we had a couple of sprinkler heads activate at that fire, but we also needed crews to go inside with a hose line to finish extinguishment and to ventilate that structure. And that being a big windowless structure, it was quite a challenge as far as ventilation is concerned. The truck companies had to utilize fans and the building system to do that. Of course, we also had the tragic fire on Saturday morning on Nelson Avenue. Crews did an excellent job at that fire. Everyone that was on scene, of course, wishes the outcome could have been different. But I will have more on that fire next month when the fire investigation is complete. And I can take any questions.
Just one question. How's the an update on the firefighter that suffered burns?
Yes, he has some burns, second-degree burns to his chin and his neck area, where his protective hood had slipped away from his face mask. But he's fine. He was here yesterday. There's really nothing he can do but wait for those to heal up. So there's nothing else that's required. He'll just stay out on injury until those burns clear up. But
Was that Captain Maggio?
that's Captain Maggio, correct? Yeah. He was involved in the rescue effort at the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
So he sustained quite a bit of heat at that window, but he's doing fine otherwise.
Is the slippage a result of protective failure or it just
No,
happened?
that it's really that's an interface where the two pieces of equipment come together.
Mhm.
So if that seal isn't real intact, or if you're putting your hood up quickly, sometimes there'll be a little bit of skin that
Mhm.
will just be exposed between the two.
Okay.
So was no equipment failure so much as it just not fitting together tightly at that moment.
Thank you.
And the Prowett Street, was that death due to the smoke inhalation or the fire, or was this due to something else? Do we know?
They think that gentleman suffered a medical emergency prior to the fire starting, or almost consistently with the fire starting. But they believe that was a medical cause rather than a fire cause.
All right. Any other questions, Commissioner?
No, thank you. Great work again.
Yes.
My gratitude.
Fire Marshal Sawyer.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Okay,
Good afternoon.
for April 2022, we completed 130 inspections. We sent 43 notifications. We had 3 public ed events. We did 22 plan reviews for $2,150, 14 liquor license renewals for $910, for a total of $3,060 income for the month. Our investigations, we had 8 fires, 3 code hazard issues, for a total of 11 investigations. Also, you had asked last month about the alarm administration earnings. For last year, it was $38,180. Thus far this year, it's $29,975 that we received. That's it. That's
Wow.
it. It's pretty good. I just wanted to follow up on the Prowett Street fire. There was drug paraphernalia found as well, so that may have had something to do with it, as well as these iPads that Mark mentioned. I think it's going to make a big difference, and I'm wondering if you guys might like to go out with us to use those. Set something up so you guys can come on an inspection with us.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble hearing my computer. For some reason, the volume doesn't go up very high. I'm not sure I understood what you asked.
I'd like you guys to go out on inspections with us when we get the new iPads up and running for good.
I would
Yeah, that'd be great.
love to. I would love to go out. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it'll be your
I mean-
second time. Your second time, Commissioner.
Yes.
That's
Now, I imagine that new system that you have, ESO, I think it's called,
yes.
or what's with ESO, probably going to save you a bit of time and legwork and paperwork and things like that.
Absolutely. It's a good program, and knock wood, hopefully.
They should do more inspections, right?
Yeah,
You know where I was going with that, right, Chief?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any questions?
No, great. Thank you. I'll be looking forward to your text or email for the next visit.
Copy
Inspection.
that. Copy
Thank
that, Commissioner District.
Ms. DeLuca, Emergency Management.
Great, thank you. We actually had the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities Conference last month. So that was the first time since COVID that this group was able to get together. It's pretty much the CCM and DEMIS and DPH, Department of Public Health, put together the one-day program, just with a wide range of updates for EMDs and other partners. So again, nice to have that resume kind of post-COVID. I mentioned previously that we were doing the summer safety water bottles for seniors and other vulnerable populations. So those did come in. I don't know if you can see, probably not.
Yep.
with the background. So I was able to give out about 1,000 of those to, I believe, 8 of our partners. So Senior Center, the Community Health Center across the street and on Day Street, AmeriCares. I am blanking on a few of the others. But again, those will go out to their vulnerable populations. We have an information sheet in English and Spanish, and then a QR code that brings residents that are able to a wider range of summer safety tips. So hopefully those will go out. I still have about 200 in my office, and those will be for general population events. So if there's any summer safety programs or other outreach, I'll save those for those events. And I'm just currently working on stuffing the water bottles with the fact sheet. We do have the state hurricane tabletop on May 24th. So that invitation went out earlier. And then really, again, the next couple of weeks will be spent working on the 4th of July, fireworks, those safety plans, and a few other, again, summer safety outreach, as well as hurricane season outreach. And hurricane season starts on June 1st, which is a Wednesday. So more information to come on that. I think that's it.
So it's been 2 years now since we canceled the fireworks, right?
Correct, yeah.
21 and 20, yeah. So I'm sure the people will be very happy this year. Just hope that it doesn't become a super spreader, but at least it's outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Commissioner, any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to Deputy Chief Markowitz, the training report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
This past month, all firefighters, we conducted search and rescue training here at Station 2. That involves the firefighters simulating a search of an apartment with zero visibility, going through different obstacles, searching different types of rooms and whatnot, working on technique. I attended the Litchfield Fire School where I met with the recruits, our 6 new recruits during their live fire training, and I participated in the live fire training with them, keeping an eye on their evolutions. I went through all their evolutions with them and whatnot, so I was able to participate in that. We had an outside company come in and conduct forcible entry and metal cutting with the entire department. We did that last week, metal cutting with rotary saws, and then as well as forcible entry. Truck 2 started doing 45-foot ladder training. I included a picture of that. We carry a 45-foot ladder on truck 2, which takes a minimum of 4 firefighters to lift. It weighs roughly 240 pounds and takes some technique. So that's something they've been practicing. Stations 2 and Engine 1 conducted a walkthrough of King Industries over the last several weeks, going through their different buildings and seeing what type of materials and whatnot they carry. Engine 3 conducted man overboard training, where they went out in Long Island Sound. They put a firefighter in a cold water suit, had him go in the water, and then they practiced rescuing him.
I hope he knew how to swim before they threw him in.
Yeah, I hope so.
Otherwise, it'd be a real rescue.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, not so funny, but one of the suits was an older suit that actually was leaking, and after several evolutions, the lieutenant told me that they had to get him out of there because otherwise it was heading towards a real rescue. So they conducted man overboard training, going over the techniques to rescue somebody. And then the rescue company, they were practicing one of the drills they practiced over the last month. They had a car on its roof, simulating a rollover car on its roof with the victim trapped underneath it. So they practiced the techniques to get a victim out of that. I included several pictures of some of the different training that they were doing. Mm-hmm. If you have any questions, I can answer them for you.
No, it looks like the training is certainly very job related and probably kind of exciting too.
Yeah, I think most of them seem to enjoy it to some degree.
Just as Fire Marshal Sawyer said, if you're doing something like man overboard, well, maybe not man overboard, but some of the other training, the live fire training. I'm sure that Commissioner Destruge, I know I would certainly like to observe once in a while. If you can give us, maybe let us know a couple of days in advance, and then we can let you know if we're going to be there or not. But it certainly would be interesting to see the training that goes on.
Sure.
Very
I'll make a note of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to note the last picture that Adam took is the picture of 5 of the new recruits during their live training fire day.
Yeah,
It is-
I didn't get the package. I didn't get the pictures. I just I downloaded the package and I didn't have them in there, so maybe I can get a copy of them. It'd be nice to
Oh.
see.
Okay.
So I see firefighter Brown here with no union business, nothing to report for local 830.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. Nothing major from Local 830. Just wanted to mention that over the weekend, we did have a number of area locals and departments reach out to offer their peer support services to our members that responded to Nelson Avenue. So, just wanted to mention that to the commission to let them know that we did get a lot of support from the area, as always.
Yes, and it's a tragic event, and I know it has an impact on a person. And one of the things that I've known, obviously through my past life, is that firefighters and police officers are reluctant to ask for help. But I think that we've taken away that fear because they recognize that they can talk and they can express themselves, and it's not going to it's not going to be held, like as a negative. It's there, truly there to help. And sometimes you just need to talk. I learned that when I went down. Well, obviously we've had situations with police officers that have passed away, and for whatever reason, and it's very difficult sometimes. But when I went down to ground zero and talked to some 5-star chiefs, they all just talked. They had to talk to us and tell us where they were, what they experienced, how it affected them, how they barely escaped, and all those kinds of things. Just is very cathartic. They needed to get that out. So it's good that
we had the two sessions today with the crisis intervention team for Platoon 4, and the feedback from that has been very good. It was very well attended by the firefighters who were at Nelson Avenue. And from what I understand, there was a lot of participation. So we're glad for that.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't get over there, but I know I wouldn't have been able to stay anyway. But I did want to come over and at least, let them know that the city's here as well. Whatever the firefighters need, and sometimes, and I know that, sometimes it's hard to say this, but it really needs to be said. Look, if you're not feeling up to coming to work, stay home. You don't want a situation where somebody is feeling something emotionally, they're having a difficulty coping with something, and they come into work and their mind's not on the job. And when your mind's not on your job, the results can be catastrophic.
Thank you.
Old business update on the part-time fire inspectors. Who's going to handle that? The chief or Fire Marshal Sawyer?
I'll do it. So, as you know, we went out posted the part-time fire inspector position. We had 8 applicants apply, and Fire Marshal Sawyer and myself narrowed the field down to 2 people. And we were having interviews set up, and the day of the interview, one of the guys dropped out because he took another job someplace else. But we did manage to interview one candidate who we really liked, and we offered him position, and he accepted. The background check was done through personnel, so that came back fine. He's a Norwalk resident, and he's also a Milford fire lieutenant. And he'll be starting May 23rd, next week.
Will that be on a per diem basis, chief, or how is that working?
Part-time, 19 hours a week, like we had 2 years ago. And in the interim, we reposted the position in a different listserv, and I think we're getting more applicants now. That hasn't closed yet, but we'll probably go through the process because we're trying to get one more.
So the other 6 that you didn't interview, none of them were somebody you could have gone back to? Okay.
We thought of that. There's certain requirements that we have to make sure that they have. We have to make sure that they're certified. We have to make sure that their certification is still valid.
Yeah.
And not expired. And some people don't have that. Project looked into a few of the applicants, and some negative feedback came back, and it just wouldn't work out right. So we passed on them. But we'll find one more.
Okay. So next item is no new business items.
No.
Correspondence, Chief, you want to?
Okay, so there is one letter that was attached. Lieutenant Lyons wrote a letter to me dated April 7th. There's a mother of an individual who lives on Mill Street, and apparently her intention is to thank the department members from Broad River Stations, especially Engine 1 crews, for responding to her address multiple times over the year. And she came over to express her appreciation for everything that Engine 1 has done with their professionalism and compassion for her son. Apparently, he's going through a rough time with some alcohol abuse right now. And she did want to donate some gift cards. So they took and put in their coffee fund. So that's, she was very grateful for that for us.
You know, I know that sometimes it's difficult to accept an offer like that, but there's absolutely no problem with it. The woman was very grateful and wanted to say thank you, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't want to do it. They don't want to take it, but
No.
she kept insisting, and you're right. You just sometimes have to say thank you and take it.
Yeah.
You know, within reason.
Okay, there's no personnel items. Any other thing,
No.
Chief? Okay. Now I need a motion to adjourn. Commissioner DeStruz?
A question, Memorial Day Parade, what time are we gathering? Where?
Well, it starts at Vets Park at 10.
10, okay. All right,
So we're usually there by 9:30.
9:30. Okay. Great, thank you. Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned at 3:33. Thank you
Okay.
all, and
Thank you.
Thank you all.
again, thank you for all you do.
Hey, everybody.